Hey, welcome back to my studio. Today I want to take you behind the scenes and show you how to put together a portable boxwood wall that you don't need any plywood for. So let me show you the kit that I'm using today and how I'm going to put it together. I'm using the Boxwood hedge from efavormart.com, and each of my panels are 24 inches by 16 inches in size, and it's groupings of leaves attached to a plastic mesh on the back. All of the panels arrive disassembled for easy storage, but to create our wall, we need to connect all of our panels together. Two sides of each panel have these loops, and two sides have pins in them, and we simply slot these two together to create a larger mat. To help the assembly process go a lot faster, I laid out all my mats on the floor, making sure I oriented the mats so that one pin side and one loop side were right next to each other. I'm making a 6 foot wide by 8 foot tall backdrop, so I've got 3 mats in a row and I'm doing 5 of those rows all together. Once I've got all the panels in the correct orientation, I'm going to assemble my first row by joining the short ends of those first 3 panels together. Because the pins and loops are made from plastic, some of them may not fit perfectly together, so just do your best to snap them in place. But if one won't quite fit in, don't worry, because we'll also be securing these panels together with these small zip ties that came along with the kit as well. So on the short sides, I'm going to put 2 zip ties, one in each corner to help support the mat. And it's the zip ties that will honestly keep all the panels in place when we start picking this up to hang it. Once I've attached my zip tie, as good practice, I like to go in and trim away the tail of my zip tie. This keeps the back of my design looking nice and clean, and I don't accidentally get anything caught on these tails. As I finish each row, I'm going to attach it to the one above using the pin and loops, and then 3 zip ties per panel, one in each corner and then one in the middle, and that will help prevent any sagging once I go to hang this. I found it was much easier to assemble the wall flat on the floor like this instead of hanging it up first, so I'm not fighting gravity. In your event planning, make sure you give yourself plenty of time to assemble this wall. In total, this took me about 30 minutes to snap all of these panels together into a singular piece. Now you could do this either on site, or you could pre-assemble the mat, roll it up, and then take it to your site, and all you have to do then is hang it in place once you get there. To make this wall easy to transport, I'm using my backdrop stand instead of attaching all of this to plywood. It's a lot lighter and a lot smaller to transport. The horizontal bar of my backdrop stand telescopes, so I can make this fit exactly to the size of my boxwood hedge. Now I'm going to lay this on the very top edge of my boxwood, making sure I telescope it in a little bit so it's about 2 inches in from either side. This will allow me to slot it into the side poles and allow those side poles to be hidden behind the boxwood hedge. Now I'm going to attach these using 8-inch black zip ties that I just bought from the hardware store by slipping it underneath the plastic mesh, making sure I don't catch any of my boxwood leaves in that, bringing it up and around and zipping it nice and snug. About every 6 inches along the length of the pipe, I'm going to add another zip tie. By putting them this close together, I can evenly distribute the weight of the boxwood wall along the pipe and not put too much stress on one individual section of that plastic mesh, because I don't want to warp or misshape it from this hanging weight. Once all the zip ties are in place and I've trimmed the ends, I can now lift the entire piece up onto the backdrop stand. Now this goes much smoother if you've got 2 people working together, but oftentimes I'm working by myself when I do these setups, so I've lowered the backdrop stand to about my shoulder height, and that way I can just slip the top pole right on top of the stand, and then I'll start shimmying each side up about 1 foot at a time, lock it in place, move over to the other side, and lift it in turn. By going back and forth like this, I'm able to raise this heavy backdrop by myself without putting a strain on my shoulders. Once the backdrop is at its full height, make sure the top is level and the side poles are square to the floor, as that will be key to making sure our boxwood wall is nice and flat. But at the moment, the boxwood is floppy like a curtain and it could have bumps and ripples in it. To stop that from happening, I'm going to take a couple of those 8-inch zip ties and zip the back mesh to the side poles in a couple places. It's important that the side pole is in line with the same line of the grid all the way down. That means our backdrop is standing nice and square. Once you've got all the zip ties on one side done, follow the grid straight across and put a zip tie on the other side in the exact same spot. This will pull some tension evenly across the entire backdrop and give us the illusion of a hedge wall instead of individual floppy pieces. When it comes to the placement of your hedge wall at an event, you need to keep in mind that the greenery is semi-transparent through these panels. So if you're using this outside or in front of a window, that light will slightly shine through your greenery. If you don't want that to happen, you can always put some black or dark green fabric or paper behind the mesh, and that will stop the light from passing through. Now you've got all the tools you need to set up a sharp-looking boxwood backdrop wall. Let's take a look at the front of this beauty. Boxwood walls have a simple elegance to them that can stand all on their own, or this could be the base layer to an even more spectacular backdrop. If you enjoyed this setup, check out this video next, where I demystify all the steps on making this beautiful backdrop.